Good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Bhakti Women's Summit 2025.
Yes, you need a few
Jay
good
and I are so delighted that you're
Oh, yeah.
here. We're so excited to be here for such a deeply important topic of spiritual activism this year. Um, I think everybody knows Shay, but for those of you who don't, she has been my collaborator, work wife, wing woman, uh, goddess for the last few months, pulling all of this together. So welcome, Shay, to the space. And yeah, thank you for everything that you've done in the last few months. We'll talk more about that later. I'm just letting a few more people into the space, but we're going to begin now with an acknowledgement and a grounding and a sort of settling. So I'll invite everybody, please, to come to a seated position that's comfortable for just an orientation meditation moment. If it's comfortable for you to do so, gently closing down the eyes. Taking a few deep breaths and finding a sense of connection to the earth. So just feeling like you are grounded and connected to the earth, fully present. And let's start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land, wherever you are, the First Nations people. For me, that's the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. We give thanks to the elders past, present, and emerging. We acknowledge the great care for country that our Indigenous brothers and sisters have demonstrated for thousands, literally thousands of years. We bring to mind and we acknowledge all the teachers that stand before us in the lineages of yoga, Ayurveda, and activism. Holding in heart and mind now your own teachers and giving thanks for their influence on your path. The golden thread of teachers that come before us. And in this acknowledgement, we also give thanks to the presenters and facilitators for this year's summit who've given so generously and freely of their time, their energy, and their wisdom, and who work tirelessly in the causes that we explore during this summit, who work tirelessly under the banner of spiritual activism. And then finally, we acknowledge the wisdom keepers from within our own personal culture and ancestry. For many of us, that is a mixed bag. We remember the many teachers, the many wisdom keepers that came before us, particularly through the red thread, the matriarchal line stretching back from each of us as women, our mothers, sisters, grandmothers, great-grandmothers, aunties. We give thanks for the work that they did. And we honor and acknowledge our place in creating legacy for future generations. And as you feel ready, gently opening your eyes, bringing awareness back to the space. And I think a really beautiful beginning point for our activism today in this acknowledgement is in the remembering of acknowledging traditional custodians, First Nations people, acknowledging the teachers that have come before us in all of the different traditions that we practice, and acknowledging the wisdom keepers from our own individual cultures and ancestry. And in that acknowledgement, each time we come to it, a beautiful piece of our activism work can be to really engage in what that acknowledgement means. You know, it's quite easy to sort of say an acknowledgement of country, for example, here in Australia, and sort of reel it off in a way that doesn't invite much reflection, which is, you know, it's still better than not acknowledging. But if we can really take a moment to bring our heartfelt attention to the acknowledgement, I really feel it helps us to sit in that legacy, to sit in the golden chain, and to be part of continuing to share the teachings in the context of support and lineage and those who came before us. So if you are a yoga teacher, which I know many of you are, it takes 10 seconds to acknowledge country at the beginning of a class. You can do it very sweetly and seamlessly. And because so much of our yoga practice is about connection to earth, that invites such an easeful and obvious and beautiful way for us to acknowledge the traditional custodians. So with that said, we will begin to dive into today's beautiful program, very robust and diverse program. And we're going to be starting with a dear teacher, Kaya Mindlin. But before we jump over to Kaya, I just wanted to invite Shay as a little bit of housekeeping. Shay, do you want to just talk through the logistics very briefly of access to the live, the recordings, the pre-recordings, just in case people have missed the 17 emails that we've sent out? It always surprises me on mornings like this where we've sent so many emails and then I get emails from people saying, I can't find the link, I'm not sure where the program is. And it's normal. I do the same. It's very human. But yeah, do you want to just give a quick verbal roundup of all of that, Shay, so that everyone is on the same page?
Yeah, sure. So those of you who've signed up for the summit for free, you're here and you're in the live with us for free. So that's fabulous. And you have access to the free recording. So 18 pre-recorded interviews, which are available right now in the online Bhakti Rose portal. And you've got access to those until this Friday at 8 p.m. Now, if you want access to the lives from today, like the recordings, and lifetime access to the pre-recorded interviews, so that's 25 interviews altogether, you simply need to contribute a donation of $2 Australian or more. That will get you access to all of those 25 Summit Lives, which I think is fabulous because they're things that I will be coming back to time and time again, these important contemplations. It'll also get you access to an exclusive action and inspiration e-zine, like a downloadable magazine. And that has exclusive essays from myself, from Katie, from Sharon Gannon, who's the co-founder of Jivamukti Yoga, as well as wisdom from all of our speakers. And it'll also get you access to 3 online pre-recorded workshops that Katie and I have done lovingly on spiritual activism. So again, we're supporting 3 charities for just $2 or more if you can manage it, and that will get you lifetime access to these recordings. The organisations we're supporting are the International Women's Development Agency, Médecins Sans Frontières, which is Doctors Without Borders, and Mothers of Maldives. And we're actually hearing from 2 representatives today. So we've got Naomi from IWDA and we've got Hudhi from Mothers of Maldives. So they'll be able to talk a lot more about what that support will mean to them. So I'm going to pop the link in the comments if you'd like to donate and upgrade right now. That's how you get ongoing access to all of this absolutely fabulous stuff.
Beautiful. Thank you, Shay. And we'll give you some reminders of that as we move through the day, I'm sure.